What if everything we think we know about Doctor Doom is about to be turned on its head? Forget the classic college rivalry with Reed Richards. Forget a shared history. The internet is on fire right now with some of the wildest rumors and theories we've seen in a long time, all pointing to a completely different origin for the MCU's next big bad. Whispers suggest that the Doctor Doom we're about to meet in Avengers Doomsday isn't from the Fantastic Four's universe at all. And if that's true, it doesn't just tweak his backstory, it changes the entire game. The theory goes that the MCU is setting up a multiversal war that will make Doom's classic rivalry with Reed look like a friendly argument. So today we're going down the rabbit hole. We're going to break down what this massive rumor could mean, not just for Avengers Doomsday, but for the entire multiverse saga. We're talking about a face-off that isn't just Reed versus Victor, but the entire MCU against a Doctor Doom who isn't tied to a single reality. This isn't just a new chapter. It's a whole new book, and its first pages might be written in a universe that has nothing to do with Marvel's first family. The Victor Von Doom we will meet doesn't come from the same universe as the MCU's Fantastic Four. Now, that's not a minor detail. That's a potential earthquake for Marvel lore. For decades, Doom's story has been completely tied to Reed Richards. They were intellectual rivals, their clash of egos and ideas setting them on a collision course that defined them both. If Marvel Studios severs that initial link, it's a huge choice. It would let them introduce Doctor Doom not as a villain in the making for one team, but as a fully formed, multiversal level threat the second he appears on screen. Think about how efficient that is. The Russo brothers, who are confirmed to be directing Avengers Doomsday, don't have to spend a ton of time in an already packed movie setting up a complex backstory between two guys. Instead, they can just present Doom as a cataclysmic event, a force of nature with a mysterious past and galaxy-sized ambitions. So, where would this Doom come from? The rumors don't have a specific universe number, but the idea is that he's a traveler, a survivor, maybe even a conqueror of other realities who has now pointed his compass toward Earth 616. This framing immediately makes him more than just another villain. He's a player in the grand cosmic chess game set up in shows like Loki. One of the most persistent theories is that this version of Doom sees himself as the only one who can save the multiverse. He looks at the infinite realities as a disease, and he's the only surgeon qualified to cut out the cancer. His goal, according to these rumors, is to collapse all of reality into a single, unified universe. A battle world that only he can rule with a perfect iron fist. It's a plan so arrogant and massive, it makes Thanos wanting to snap away half of life seem kind of small in comparison. This doesn't mean his rivalry with Reed is gone forever. It might just be saved for later. Imagine the F4 finally meeting this multiversal Doom. The fight wouldn't be about an old college grudge. It would be about the fate of all existence. It reframes their iconic rivalry on the biggest scale possible, saving the personal drama for a later film after we've already seen what this Doom is truly capable of. Now, let's talk about the seismic news that was officially confirmed at San Diego Comic-Con in 2024. Robert Downey Jr. is returning to the MCU not as a version of Tony Stark, but as Doctor Doom himself. The idea is so meta, it almost feels like a fan theory brought to life. The man who built the MCU as its greatest hero is coming back to be its greatest villain. The symmetry is incredible. The genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist in the iron suit, replaced by the tyrannical, armored sorcerer king. It's a casting choice that plays with everything we, the audience, expect. For over a decade, we've associated that face and that charisma with heroism. To see it twisted into the cold arrogance of Victor Von Doom will be unsettling and completely captivating. So why did Marvel do this? First, the star power. Attaching Robert Downey Jr. to Avengers Doomsday instantly makes it an in-game level event. It tells everyone this is the main event. Second, there's the narrative potential. Some rumors suggest that Doom's resemblance to the Tony Stark of other universes will be a major plot point. Imagine this Doom arriving on Earth 616 looking like their fallen savior. He could pretend to be an ally, a Stark variant here to help them fight the darkness, all while manipulating them for his own twisted plans. The psychological warfare would be insane. This casting also answers a huge question. How do you follow a villain like Thanos? How do you create someone who feels even smarter and more unstoppable? By casting the man who played Tony Stark, the hero who outsmarted Thanos, you immediately create a sense of threat and intelligence. We've seen Downey portray that level of genius for years. Now, we'll see those same qualities in a character with no moral limits and a hunger for absolute power through both science and magic. However, some corners of the internet are already speculating that this might be a limited deal. One theory is that while RDJ will be the big bad of the Multiverse saga, the role of Doctor Doom could be recast for future stories after Secret Wars. This would give Marvel the massive impact of RDJ's return for their saga-defining event without being locked in forever. It's a high-risk, high-reward strategy that will define the next phase of the MCU. If Doctor Doom is the villain and the multiverse is the battlefield, what's he after? What's the key to his whole plan? A ton of online rumors and theories are pointing to one name, Franklin Richards, the son of Reed Richards and Sue Storm. In the comics, Franklin is an Omega-level mutant with the godlike power to warp reality and create entire universes. According to these leaks, he's the engine for Doctor Doom's conquest. One of the biggest rumors, coming from a supposed industry insider on X, explicitly claimed Doom will take Franklin Richards and will use him for his plans. If true, this isn't a side mission. It's the core of Doom's plan in Avengers Doomsday. Why steal Infinity Stones when you can control the boy who creates realities? By capturing Franklin, Doom wouldn't just have a weapon, he'd have the ultimate power source. This is supposedly where the Fantastic Four first steps will tie directly into Avengers Doomsday. Leaks describe a rumored post-credit scene for the F4 movie that kicks this whole thing off. The scene allegedly shows Sue Storm with her young son, Franklin. She leaves the room, and when she returns, a cloaked figure is there, Doom holding Franklin. This would be the act that launches Marvel's first family into the wider MCU. Think about what this means. It makes the fight deeply personal for the Fantastic Four, even if they don't have a history with this specific Doom. It's not about an old grudge anymore. It's about saving their son from a cosmic tyrant. This idea also lines up perfectly with one of the most famous comic storylines, Jonathan Hickman's 2015 Secret Wars. In that story, Doctor Doom uses incredible cosmic power to forge Battleworld from the remnants of the dying multiverse. The theory is that the MCU is streamlining this. Instead of some abstract beings, Doom will use the power of Franklin Richards. He could force Franklin to collapse the multiverse and build Battleworld, twisting a child's gift of creation into a tool for total control. It's a perfectly horrifying and villainous plan. And the rabbit hole goes even deeper, with other wild theories suggesting Doom's plan also involves resurrecting the most powerful version of Wanda Maximoff using Franklin's abilities. Another sprawling leak claims Doom discovers that Earth 616 is held together by two anchor beings, Tony Stark, who is already gone, and Peter Parker. This leak alleges that a big part of Doomsday is Doom sending his armies to hunt down Peter Parker to speed up the timeline's collapse. Take all of that with a huge grain of salt, but if any of it is true, Franklin Richards is the key to everything. As we just talked about, the big connection between the Fantastic Four, First Steps, and Avengers Doomsday is rumored to be its post-credit scene. So, let's break down the description that's been floating around online, because if it's real, it's one of the most important stingers Marvel has ever done. The description, which has surfaced from various unconfirmed sources, goes something like this. Sue Storm is with her son, Franklin. She gets up for a moment and a sound is heard. When Sue returns, a figure in a green cloak is standing there. We don't see his face, but he's holding his iconic metal mask and an unconscious Franklin. Then it cuts to black with the text, "The Fantastic Four will return in Avengers Doomsday." Doom's arrival via some kind of portal immediately tells us he's from another reality. He's not a local threat, he's an invader. And most important is the targeting of Franklin. Kidnapping a child is cold and cruel, and it immediately sets Doom up as a ruthless villain. It gives the Fantastic Four a powerful reason to chase him across the multiverse. They're on a desperate rescue mission. This rumored scene also plays into fan theories about other MCU projects. There's a theory that a rocket ship seen in a Thunderbolts post-credit scene isn't carrying the F4, but is actually Dr. Doom, having already kidnapped Franklin and stolen their ship. Imagine the heroes of Earth 616 greeting what they think are refugees, only for the ramp to lower and reveal a man who looks just like Tony Stark, but with the eyes of a conqueror. If this post-credit scene plays out as the rumors describe, it's the perfect bridge. It would establish the villain, his target, and the personal stakes for our new heroes all in one chilling sequence. It would be a declaration of war on the entire Marvel multiverse. So how does all of this, all these theories and rumors tie together? What's the ultimate goal for this new multiversal Dr. Doom? Every sign points in one direction, an adaptation of Jonathan Hickman's 2015 Secret Wars, and this potential new origin for Dr. Doom is the perfect foundation for it. In the comics, Secret Wars kicks off when the entire multiverse is destroyed. But at the last second, Dr. Doom seizes godlike power and forges the remnants into a single patchwork planet, Battle World. On this new world, Doom isn't just a king. He's God Emperor Doom, the one who rewrote reality to fit his twisted idea of order. The leaks for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars suggest the MCU is following this blueprint. The rumored motivation for Doom is to save the multiverse by combining every reality into his battle world. His supposed kidnapping of Franklin Richards is how he'll get the power to do it. Avengers Doomsday, set for release on December 18th, 2026, wouldn't be the final battle, but the setup. It could be the story of how the heroes fail and how Doom actually succeeds. The return of the Russo brothers to direct both Doomsday and Secret Wars is the final piece of this puzzle. Having pulled off the epic two-part story of Infinity War and Endgame, they are the perfect architects for another two-film saga. Their involvement signals a return to that same style of storytelling, where the first film ends with a devastating loss, setting the stage for a massive final battle in the sequel. Doomsday could be the new Infinity War, making Secret Wars the new Endgame. This version of Doom, not tied to a single backstory, is the only kind who could realistically pull this off. A Doom who was only Reed Richards' rival might be a planetary threat. But a Doom who has traveled the multiverse, seen the chaos, and has the arrogance to think he alone can fix it, that's a character who can become a god. His origin isn't being erased. It's being scaled up for a cosmic story. He's no longer just the villain of the Fantastic Four. He is the self-proclaimed savior of everything, and his salvation looks like absolute tyranny. But what do you guys think? Is this rumored multiversal origin for Doctor Doom a brilliant move or a betrayal of the character? What do you think about Robert Downey Jr. returning to play him? And what do you think Doom's plan for Franklin Richards will ultimately be? Drop your own theories down in the comments below. I want to hear all of them. This is one of the biggest shakeups in the MCU, and we're just getting started. If you want to stay up to date on all the latest news, breakdowns, and theories for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single update. We'll be tracking this story every step of the way. So let's bring it all back. The picture painted by all these rumors is of an MCU on the verge of its most ambitious story yet. We have the potential for a Doctor Doom who isn't from the Fantastic Four's universe, a choice that would position him as a multiversal threat from the start. We have the confirmed game-changing casting of Robert Downey Jr. in the role, using his legacy as Iron Man to create a truly unforgettable villain. We have the rumored plot involving Franklin Richards, whose reality-warping powers could be the key to Doom's plan to create his own kingdom. And it's all being orchestrated by the Russo brothers, the masters behind Infinity War and Endgame, who are officially back to build another two-part epic. Of course, as always, this is based on a mix of official announcements and a mountain of unconfirmed leaks and rumors. Plots can change, and the final version of Avengers Doomsday we see in theaters on December 18th, 2026 might be different. But the official news we do have points to a clear and bold direction. Marvel is building a threat that goes beyond personal rivalries and targets reality itself. The iconic clash between Victor Von Doom and Reed Richards isn't being erased. It's being saved and recontextualized for a future battle where the stakes are infinite. We are heading for Doomsday, and it could be the beginning of the end and the dawn of a terrifying new world built in the image of its one true god, Doom.